All right, let's go live. Let's talk about some football. Let's get it out there. God is dead. Houston sucks.
Wow.
I suck. You suck. Life
I
sucks.
mean, I don't know that I suck.
I think you suck. I think we all suck. But you know what else apparently sucks? Apparently
Uh,
fucking Boston, because Lamar wants out.
well, the Ravens don't play in Boston, but sure.
Yeah, I realized that as I said that. It's not Boston, and I wrote it wrong on the announcement too. Where the hell are the Ravens?
Baltimore?
I knew it started with a B. It started with a B, so I get half credit.
Yeah, I mean, old boy in Boston is Mac Jones, so. Or
Well,
Boston-ish.
he might be out there. Well,
Not this year.
yeah, not this year. He'll probably get another year to fuck up. So, but sorry, yeah, okay, Baltimore, whatever. You know what? Like if you think about it though, Baltimore and Boston are like kind of the same. They're up in the Northeast. They're crime-filled shitholes. They start with B's. They have irrelevant football teams. They're kind of essentially the same. You know what? That's not the point. Lamar. Talk Lamar.
All right, so Lamar came out on Twitter today. Now, Lamar has been big talk basically all month, with this whole contract situation. He represents himself, doesn't have an agent, which is very base.
Yeah.
The Ravens gave him the non-exclusive franchise tag, which basically means teams can offer up like a big contract and 2 first-round picks for him, which no team has done. But yeah, he came out on Twitter today and said, "Yeah, stop believing these media lies. I'm gonna drop some truth on y'all."
Based.
And essentially hit him with at the beginning of March, I requested a trade from the Ravens because these guys don't appreciate my value, and I want to go somewhere that appreciates me and win a Super Bowl. So
Yeah, because you ain't gonna win one in Baltimore.
no, and he basically said that like, yeah, I want them to trade me, and if they don't, well, I'll just sit. I won't play. So
Based.
basically pulling a Deshaun Watson, and we all saw how that went for him, despite the many criminal accusations.
I was about to say, pulling a Deshaun Watson has a lot of meanings, but
more of the football aspect,
sure.
Aspect. I mean, he sat and got a massive, fully guaranteed contract. So
yeah, man, that's fucking rough. Not the only Northwest or Northeastern quarterback that's having some trouble. When you said this, I thought it was the funniest fucking thing you'd ever said.
Oh, hilarious.
Zach Wilson is now QB number 2 on a team that only has one quarterback.
Yup.
Oh my god. How bad do you have to suck to be back up to nobody?
That's possibly the biggest vote of no confidence I've ever seen towards a player in football.
It's up there. It's up there. So I know he sucks, but like, what's the deal there? So are they going to go into the draft and look to pick up a new QB? Like, what are we thinking here?
Well, I mean, obviously Rodgers to the Jets is still what we're all kind of waiting
Sure.
on. So that's basically their game plan for this year, I would assume. And then, I mean, maybe Wilson can improve. I doubt it, but
yeah, I'm not seeing that one happen, to be quite honest.
Since he's still pretty young, his contract isn't exactly big, so I don't think they're too worried about that right now.
Zach Wilson. Where did we say he went to school? Brigham Young.
BYU.
Man, who's the last good player to even come out of BYU? Like, big name guy. I'm trying to think. I was going to say Manti Te'o, but no, he went to Notre Dame. I just was being racist, and I assumed that all Samoan ancestry people went to Brigham Young.
Taysom Hill, apparently.
Oh, that's true. Taysom Hill's been in the league for a while.
Yeah.
Feels like, at least. Yeah, he's my age. So, wow, he's my age. What? I thought he was like late 20s. I love Taysom Hill. Like, no homo, but
Fred Warner, a linebacker for the Niners, he's pretty good.
Yeah,
2018.
I guess. I don't know. My point here is like maybe we just like call a timeout on drafting people from Brigham Young till we can figure out what the hell's going on, because whatever's going on ain't working. So whatever. Now, what's this about Bobby Wagner? Who the hell's Bobby Wagner?
Long time Seahawks defensive player. He was on the Legion of Boom. back in the day.
Legendary.
And so he's essentially one of those, he's been there for a very long time. He's won Super Bowls for him. And he went to LA last year to get that bag, but now that they have fully ditched Russ, he's decided to come back.
Yeah. With Seattle and for 10 years, actually, it looks like, from 12 to 22. But for a linebacker, middle linebacker at 32, you got to think he's coming back to retire here, So smart move.
He's still pretty good, but I think a big aspect was, I think he was one of the players who very much did not like Russell Wilson.
Man, that's kind of crazy.
That was kind of the whole story, was that big defensive core. The Seahawks did not like Russ.
That's so wild to me, because I know he's kind of like an eccentric guy, I should say, I suppose. But
Very
he's not
eccentric.
He's not a bad guy, and I just I don't get why people don't like him. I understand he just kind of has that personality that I think people just kind of make an assumption on him day one, but I don't know. It just still kind of weirds me out that people don't like him.
I don't know, dude.
Yeah, well,
I don't know him personally enough to say, so.
I don't either. I would like to get to know him, especially if he would give me money. That'd be cool.
Yeah, same.
If he wants to I don't know, go. I was about to say go play somewhere, but no one in Knoxville has a fucking team or anything. Does Knoxville even have an ML? Do they have anything other than the Vols? I'm trying to think.
It might be a minor league baseball team or something.
Oh yes, Kodak has a minor league baseball team, which is technically Knoxville. It's part of the larger metro, so whatever, man. You know who has a minor league football team?
Houston, DC, Seattle, Orlando.
I was just gonna say Houston.
St. Louis, Las Vegas,
the joke.
San Antonio.
The joke was just gonna be Houston. Man, what the fuck?
My joke was almost all of them, but DC this week, because yikes! It was rough week for the XFL.
That's true. Where do we start here?
Sea Dragons Guardians.
Sea Dragons Guardians. For a minute there, I thought the Guardians were gonna fuck around and win a football game. But no, they didn't.
They did not.
DiNucci not cooking as hot this week. He okay, but all right. But I tell you what is it? Dormandy? Is it's Q Dormandy? What is it? Quinton. I thought so, but Quinton Dormandy. So they picked him up this week, right? This is a new get for the Orlando. Old QB's out.
Well, he was there last week. But QB started.
I'm thinking of the Brahmas. We'll get there in a minute. Sorry, I'm thinking of the Brahmas. We'll get there in a minute. Yeah. But yeah, Dormandy. He started. He was the fucking controversial guy trying to fucking sell state secrets or something. He's not the worst. 24 for 44 for 243 yards. He's slanging that thing. Nobody's really catching it. But I feel like they got a nucleus. You know what I'm saying? They've got a nucleus going, and I feel like they can build around it. I did see some numbers for the Guardians. I think their attendance was 15,000 or something, which was not terrible. Especially considering how little love that team gets and how fucking terrible they are. But no, I thought they were going to mess around and win a football game, but DiNucci literally put the team on his back. 18 for 35, 177 yards, but he was the rushing leader for 6 carries, 43 yards. Nothing too impressive, but they didn't really start cooking there till the end. Guardians just I feel like the Guardians have one of those problems that a lot of college teams have, where they have zero longevity. They can really produce in the first quarter or first half and maybe the third quarter, but that fourth quarter they just shut down. So shout out, I guess, to the Sea Dragons strength and conditioning crew. It's because they're pretty good, and it's such a shame because Orlando was kind of dominating in this game, honestly, but. If you can't lock it up in the fourth quarter, you're going to lose football games, and kind of trending in the right direction. You love to see it. But I think I've said for a couple of weeks now, Orlando, pretty much just use the rest of the year to try and figure it out, take notes, and regroup next year, because it ain't happening this year.
Well, they definitely fucking suck.
Yeah.
if they somehow manage to win the rest of their games, which they won't, they can
No.
still make the playoffs.
Right. I mean, that would be miraculous. They'd have to
They're
fire.
only 4 wins behind first place.
They'd have to fire their head coach, which, I mean, I just don't like, as young as the league is, which, by the way, I forgot to say this when we started to transition and talking about XFL. Shout out. This league, this XFL, has officially lasted longer than the 2020 league. So, hey.
That is true.
Congratulations. Good for you. But yeah, like, they're not going to fire a coach in the middle of the season. It looks bad for a fledgling young league. Although The Rock and his ex-wife, or whatever the hell her name is, I mean, they're already talking season 2. So that's good. I mean, it's making money. I think the TV contracts are good. So, I mean, I wouldn't worry about it too much. I would worry about the numbers that I saw for the Vegas Vipers game, which I believe was under 10,000, but I mean, you know.
Oof.
Well, first off, all right, Vegas on a Saturday, rough to begin with. Team that gets like no press coverage, no hype. Okay. Cashman Field, need I say more?
Yeah, Vegas is not a good market for a team.
No. And like, we've dunked on Orlando a little bit's market, but like, I feel like Orlando could support the team if they were good. I feel like the support would be there. The love would be there. Florida is a huge football state. I know Orlando culturally isn't, 100% in tune with like the rest of Florida, but I mean, it's still,
Yeah, it's not,
it's not Miami.
it's not a city filled with hookers and blow and gambling.
Yeah. So I mean, that of all the big ones was, but putting a team in Vegas, like, that's just, you gotta pull out. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
I
I'll
don't
tell
know
you what though, our boy AJ McCarron cooked this game.
I was about to say 23 for 29, 236 yards and 3 TDs. Now, granted, it's against the Vipers defense, which is, I think now at this point, the worst in the league.
I'd believe it.
Because I don't even want to say like the Orlando's is the worst anymore, because I mean they showed flashes, but the Vipers are just like in complete collapse. Brent Hundley is a joke. All right, 9 for 18, 120 yards for some reason somehow. I don't know how much that was. I think that some of that was in garbage time though. I think Battlehawks just kind of started playing not to lose there at the end. Turned the ball over twice. Just the stats on this, it's just the stats across the board were very sad on this. Like the Vipers, I don't know. I think the Vipers are starting to shape up to be the worst team in the league. I know they beat the Guardians, but I see the Guardians at least finishing out the season maybe a little bit better. But the Vipers, I think they just get worse. And I think it's a culture problem, to be quite honest. And that's what I'm saying. Like the whole thing down to literally the field itself about this program sucks.
Yeah.
You got to do something. So now, speaking of doing something, let's talk about the Brahmas for a second. All right. So they kind of don't suck anymore ish.
Well,
ish.
I don't know you can say that with 160 yards of offense showing, but
Sure, but considering, I mean, they still won. That's the important part. So this was what I was going to talk about. They brought this new guy in, Kurt Benkert. He didn't get a lot of play time because apparently he threw a pick on one of his attempts. But he's
6 for an interception and 2 yards.
He's supposed to be like the face going forward. This outing didn't look great, but they've done something apparently. Now the Renegades, as we've talked, like, are one of the biggest collapses of the year. The Renegades, early in the season, we thought, oh man, they're the shit. Kyle Slaughter sucks. They had to bring in Drew Pitt, who sucks slightly less, but still kind of sucks. There's just like nothing really going on with the Renegades, right? They just seem to like not understand like what's going on. But the Brahmas, I don't know. I could see him riding the ship. 2-4. I mean, you're not out of it. Who's ahead of you who's ahead of you? Arlington. Arlington's ahead of you.
Houston.
You just beat them. Houston is apparently, we'll get there in a second. But I mean, I don't think they're out of it. Hines
No, I
Ward,
mean,
like
they're
I kind of shit on
one
Hines
win
Ward.
behind
Yeah,
playoffs. So.
yeah. I kind of shit on Hines Ward last week, saying he didn't know what the hell he was doing. But I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. All I know is that this is like realistically on paper a game they shouldn't have won, but they did. So who knows? Maybe something's changing over there in San Antonio. What the hell is there to do in San Antonio? The Alamo's there, I think. They got a river walk. You ever been to San Antonio?
I have never been to Texas.
I was about to say I've never even been to Texas either. Been to Louisiana.
And I can't say I really have a reason to go to Texas. So.
I don't know, man. Like, if you put a gun to my head and said, like, plan a trip to, like, I don't know, like Waco or something, I'd be like, all right, sure, why not? I go visit the fucking Magnolia Network people. What the hell is their name? Joanna Gaines. Man, she's kind of fine, ain't she? Do you even know what I'm talking about? Fix It or Flip It. Is that what the name of the show was?
Oh, I have.
I
have seen her TV show.
It's I don't HGTV. No, I don't know what the name of it is. Anyway, she's fine.
Fix Her Up.
Fix Her Up, or yeah, she's fine. Her husband's a goof. I could probably beat him up and take her. I think. I don't think that's how it works anymore. But you know what? Let's get back to talking about football. Speaking of Texas, God dang it. All right. So 2 weeks ago, I was hyped. I was so hyped. Monday Night Football, XFL, undefeated versus undefeated. Of course, last week, my Houston Roughnecks decided to lose for no apparent reason. Just, I don't know, just for the laughs, I suppose, just to see what it felt like. And then this week they came in and they decided, you know what, fuck it, let's do it again. Let's do it again. And they did it again.
They sure did.
Jordan, I'm not gonna lie, because of that, I didn't watch a lot of this. I watched Raw, last Raw before WrestleMania.
Man, I'm excited for that.
Yeah, we'll talk about that in a second. But fucking all right. So
now DC, very good team.
Very good team, apparently.
And I will say,
Jordan Thomas,
favor,
pretty decent.
They put in this Cole McDonald guy for the last 2 drives.
Mm-hmm.
And he was kind of slinging it. I mean, went down the field and scored twice. So.
Wait, you're telling me Cole McDonald was only in for the 4th quarter, and yet his stats are better than Brandon Silvers, who played the literal rest of the game?
Yeah. Well, it looks like, looking at the play-by-play, it looks like they might have occasionally brought in Cole McDonald for like 1 play, but for the most part, it was Cole McDonald or Brandon Silver.
I'm not sure how to process this information. So, who is? I don't know. Cole McDonald. Who the hell is that? Cole McDonald. His name is King Coley on Instagram. I don't love that.
Let's see.
He's
played
6'3".
for Hawaii.
I love that. Oh, he played for the Titans too. Okay. Yeah, he played for Hawaii. No, Hawaii at Manoa. Is that like the? Holy shit! I don't think that's even the University of Hawaii, or is it?
It's the Hawaii Rainbow Warriors football.
Okay, no, okay.
Hawaii at Manoa.
I don't know why it just like at Manoa. I don't know why they had to add that. Like, I hate when they do that. Like, they do that with Texas sometimes. They say the University of Texas at Austin. It's like, just, we know what the University of Texas is. Like, it's. I think it's a pretentious thing. I don't know. Anyway, this guy.
Yeah, I mean, it looks like he was drafted by the Titans, like in the 7th round, but didn't actually make the roster.
Right. 24 years old, out of Orange, California. Okay. Yeah, I mean, this guy kind of very, very Chad Physogeny. Thick neck. Yeah, I mean, no homo, but this guy could be it, honestly. God, he has like a bunch of fucking Instagram pictures of him like in a cowboy hat on a farm. God, fuck off. You're from California, dude. Shut the fuck up. You're from California. You went to college in Hawaii. Shut the fuck up. You ain't no country boy.
Yep.
All right, what were we talking about?
But yeah, DC, Pretty good team, huh?
At this point, like, how do they not win the XFL? Like, how do they not win? Just like Tamu has just gotten better, right? The whole damn team is like decent. They do seem to have like a second half defense problem because Houston near about came back on them.
Yeah, they do get gassed a bit.
Yeah, so that's what I'm worried about. But the thing is, like, no one else really has the longevity either. And Houston, I think, is their biggest threat at this point. I don't know.
And
maybe
they don't play Houston again this year.
Do they play the Sea Dragons again? Is my question.
They do play them in week 8.
Okay. I could see DiNucci shredding them in like the fourth quarter to maybe mount some sort of comeback, or hell, even like get ahead, like stay ahead of them. So, I mean, it's not completely out of the question, but I mean, realistically though, it's okay. So let me ask this question: the Sea Dragons game, where is it going to be? Is it going to be in Seattle or DC?
It is in Seattle.
Oh, because if you're playing at Audi Field, you ain't fucking winning. That culture is electric. Like, I think right now, as far as like city-based cultures go, St. Louis is obviously at the top, right? But
yeah,
DC has to be a close second, and that's such a. I mean, maybe it's not actually. I was gonna say that sounds crazy. Maybe it's not, because I mean, what else did DC have? The Commanders and like pedophile politicians. So what else do you really have to root for other than? I probably shouldn't have said that on a football show, but whatever.
Whatever.
Like, what else do you? I mean, the Commanders. Fucking, what are you gonna do? Go over to the stadium and look at the new statue they've got?
Yeah.
No. So I guess that makes sense, but yeah, it's kind of like the XFL. You know, we said it's week 6 now, going into week 7. Now officially longer than the 2020 league. So it's nice to kind of now see like the culture and everything really coalescing everywhere. It's good to see what's working, what's not. I just gotta think, unless they've signed like some multi-year thing, like next year, I don't think we see a Vegas Vipers team on. Like, that's just me, but I'm sure they probably have signed some multi-year thing. So, and I don't. But the thing is, like you said, how the fuck do you fix that? How do you compete against MGM Grand, right? How do you compete against the Luxor? You don't, right? Even the Raiders are having a problem with that, and that's an established fan base in the NFL that's what, 80, 90 years old?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure people go to Raiders games for like their super high-tech brand new stadium facilities.
That's
and not
true.
Really the games.
63. Sorry, I was a little off on that. Whatever, though. I mean, it's still 63 years is a long time, especially in sports. So,
yeah.
And that's the only reason that you even then they're struggling, because I think a lot of people are angry about it because, well, they left Oakland. So, I don't know. Let's look ahead though, why don't we?
All right.
We got. Oh, I'm sorry. So earlier when I was talking about the bad attendance of the Vipers game, I was wrong on that. Sorry, that was at the Renegades game. That was the one that was like under 10,000.
Oh.
So, Choctaw Stadium. When I saw Choctaw Stadium, I remembered. But Cashman Field, I mean, it wasn't a lot better, but that's really worrying for the Renegades, honestly. But which is weird because Arlington is the home city of the I don't know. Anyway,
well, no Arlington football fans, man. The Cowboys are there. They're all fucking jaded about that bullshit.
Yeah. Anyway, so they'll be back at Choctaw Stadium in Arlington for Ben DiNucci to fucking shred them. There's no way, right? There's no way. Like, the Renegades kind of suck. Defensively, they're mid at best. DiNucci
there's no way DiNucci loses.
6 p.m. on Friday. Hey, a little Friday action. Let's go. Unfortunately, I will be watching SmackDown. Last SmackDown before WrestleMania. In fact, I'll talk about that in a second. We'll get to that. Saturday, April 1st, 2 p.m. Brahmas and the Vipers. Oh, boy. Come on. This has got to be like a patch-up game for the Brahmas, right? Like, they continue cooking with whatever they're doing because the Vipers ain't got shit. They ain't got shit.
Oh, we hope so.
Maybe. I don't know. But considering those are two of the worst teams in the league, I mean, it's not whatever. Oh, God. 5 p.m. on ESPN, the Defenders are going to play the Guardians. Oh, geez, I wonder.
I wonder how that one's going to go.
Wouldn't it be crazy, though? Wouldn't it be crazy?
It would. I mean,
it would.
We've had similar stories to that in the NFL.
Very true. Very true. Probably won't happen though. And then Sunday, just the one game on Sunday. Listen, I'm gonna be real with you. I like the 2 Saturday and the 2 Sundays.
Me too.
I don't really like
I
these
don't,
other.
I don't like the flexing. I tend to forget about them when they're on an off day.
Yeah, I understand why they're doing it, but I don't love it. And Sunday, April 2nd is, this is a rough one for me. Battlehawks and the Roughnecks. I want to see my boy AJ win, but I'm going to be real with you. It's going to be rough to see the Roughnecks drop 3 in a row. So,
yup.
Whatever. So, yeah, as we said, next week's a big one. Honestly, like, no lie. Next week's a big one. WrestleMania weekend. I was talking about it. Like, all right, so here's what I was going to say. So, Friday SmackDown. Probably gonna miss that Sea Dragons game. They're moving the Andre the Giant Battle Royale from, usually it's during WrestleMania. They're moving that to Friday night. So that doesn't tell you how. I was about to say, if that doesn't tell you how stacked the WrestleMania card's gonna be, I don't know what will. So that's on Saturday night or Friday night. Friday night is also going to be the Hall of Fame induction ceremony. I'm not certain if it's live or pre-recorded. I know they've been doing it pre-recorded for a couple of years, but now that all the stuff is over, I think it might be live again. I will look into that, and if not, we'll of course discuss it next Sunday. Saturday, I just found out there is going to be a Ryusuke Hero. Hi, Beefy Boy. Hello, Ryusuke Hero. I'm Beefy Boy. This is other Beefy Boy. We're talking about sports. Even though I just now realized I forgot to change the title on Twitch. So I'm excited for Hell's Paradise on Saturday. Okay, well.
He thinks we're talking anime because
he does think he does. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry for him. We're talking about wrestling. I forgot.
Listen, our boy Tay here is also excited for Hell's Paradise. So.
I am also excited for Hell's Paradise. Which one was that?
That was the one where the homie's like going to the island. Then he's like a prisoner or whatever on death row.
Oh, it has a different name in Japanese.
Yeah.
Jiro Saguki or something. Oh yeah. I am yeah, okay. Yeah, we're also excited about those. So and listen, please understand, I am functionally Down syndrome. You have to please understand. I forget to do things. We also did kind of do this, so whatever. Anyway, what was I saying?
You were looking into something on Saturday.
No, Saturday. What it was Saturday. There's going to be an NXT pay-per-view, which I just found out about. No. Johnny Gargano is going to be on it. There's going to be some decent matches. Then, of course, later that evening, we've got WrestleMania itself. So excited.
Very excited.
We're going to have, I heard the other day, John Cena and Austin Theory are going to be the kickoff match, which is going to be huge. I've talked about that. You know what? Actually, fuck it. Let's actually just go down the card real quick. Because, I mean, we're not going to be able to talk about it before WrestleMania itself anyway. So, because, I mean, the card's pretty set at this point. So, oh my God. I love when I click on a website and it's like, you know, here's the card. It's not the card. It's like list of tweets. Okay, here we go. So I don't think these are any particular order. Okay. So yeah, we got that one. That's gonna be good. I was talking about that, like, there's no way Cena wins that, right? Because that dude's like in full retirement mode. No way they put the US Championship on him unless it's for like maybe a month, like in between pay-per-views. Like maybe. But the dude didn't even show up for the entire like program. From when he came back to it's literally just been Austin Theory, like showing up in front of an empty stadium to cut promos. That's it. There's no way. There's no way. So
yeah, they can't do that.
No. So that one kind of writes itself. But then again, maybe that's what they want you to think, huh? This one's so satisfying. Rey Mysterio versus Dominic Mysterio. I'm so excited to see Dominic Mysterio get his ass kicked. I hate this little.
Same, that dude is such a little piece of shit.
I hate that. Did you see last week when he was like clowning on his mom and is like, because the thing is, I keep saying, it's like, you're way too old to be going through a goth phase, kid. Like this thing, this whatever he's doing is so weird. Like the whole Judgment Day is weird to me, right? Like, you know, Damian Priest, or whatever the hell his name is, you know, he's weird. Dominic Mysterio is just a little goth bitch. Fucking whatever that woman's name is, I always forget it. She's the worst. And then, oh my god, I have this problem where
isn't that woman named like Mama or something?
Mommy or something, yeah. Rana Rebel or something. I don't fucking remember her name. And she's ugly as hell, dude. She's fucking ugly as hell. Yeah, I'm so excited about this. But this, honestly though, like I think I see Rey Mysterio going out on his back on this one, like for real, because like he's being inducted into the Hall of Fame. He's getting on up there in age, like not crazy, like he's not crazy old or something. I mean, I think fucking Nature Boy Ric Flair wrestled up until he was like 70 or something. Yeah, he's only 48, so I mean he could go a few more years, but I don't know, going into the Hall of Fame, I see this like maybe like being one of his last WrestleManias. And like any good wrestler, he's going out on his back.
I think he's going to beat the shit out of his kid.
Yeah, maybe. Their prediction, what am I, Bleach Report, their prediction is Rey Mysterio. So, men's WrestleMania showcase match. This was tonight. So I don't know why they had this on the card. So fuck you. Showcase match. This was also, I don't care, women. I'm skipping the women's. I don't care about women. Yeah, a little bit. Intercontinental Championship, the triple threat match. Drew McIntyre versus Sheamus versus Gunther. I hate Gunther. I really don't like Gunther. He's not interesting. No one in the Imperium is really interesting. Like, first off, it's a little bit based that they've like kind of based them around like the Axis powers. Like there's an Austrian guy, an Italian guy, and like a German guy. So that's a little bit based. It would be super based if like Nakamura came back and joined him and like we really leaned into that bit. I said earlier, like if this was like 20 years ago, Gunther would have like a full-fledged like Nazi bit. Like they would come out there and hit like Roman salutes and stuff. Can't do that these days, of course, but
you sure can't.
Yeah, but you know what I mean, though. Like back in the day, the WWE was edgy as hell, man. They would have done that just to like get the press coverage, like the bad press coverage. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Geez, I don't know how to feel about this one. I want to lead McIntyre because like ever since he's come back, like he was the chosen one back in the day, and then he fucked all up, and he comes back, but they've kind of just resumed that. So I want to say McIntyre is the guy on this one. But I could be wrong. They're saying Gunther retains. I don't know. Like, he's not very good. Like, I know the Intercontinental Championship is kind of like a B-tier title. But at the same time, like, even for a B-tier title, he kind of sucks. Like, he has no presence. He's not good on the mic. Like I said, Imperium isn't really that threatening. Like, Imperium... A lot of other stables will just like come in like Judgment Day. Judgment Day comes out like 3 times a Raw and beats the shit out of somebody for no reason, right? But Imperium, Imperium, they don't do anything. They just show up when he goes out there to fight like his little squash match. Poor Dolph Ziggler got it tonight.
Yeah, I mean, they did have old Gunther go in at the Royal Rumble to start and last to the very end.
True. Solid point that I did not consider. So I don't know how to feel about that one. I'm leaning McIntyre, but yeah, Gunther retaining feels like the WWE move. Oh, this one's gonna be great. We got a Hell in a Cell match between Edge and Finn Balor. Now, what's interesting? I haven't seen Edge in a couple of weeks. Interestingly enough, and I know he's kind of older, so maybe they're having him rest up a little bit. But this one's gonna be really good.
49.
Yeah, he's still got it though. I mean, considering he was like never supposed to have come back ever. Because he like fucked up his spine so bad. The fact that he's even back in the first place is, crazy. So, dude, this is gonna be great. These guys like are these. So Finn Balor, obviously, like big Indies guy, wrestled in like fucking like National Guard armories where they throw each other under barbed wire and stuff. So this guy can go in a Hell in a Cell. Edge, obviously, old school. But again, like this is another one where like Edge, not a lot of years left on him. Probably could honestly be his last WrestleMania. Does he go out on his back, or does Finn Balor like let him have that last moment? Honestly, I kind of like Edge is such a legend. Honestly, like I think you let him have that victory and let him go out on top. So yeah. I feel Edge on this one, and Bleacher Report agrees with me. So. Brock Lesnar and Omos, dude, that Omos dude is fucking huge. That like
He is. I mean, Brock Lesnar is also pretty big, though.
yeah. What's funny is because Braun Strowman and Ricochet obviously are a tag team. They came out tonight on that showcase thing. And it's so funny because Braun Strowman used to be like the giant guy, right? But after seeing Omos for a couple of weeks, like I look at Braun Strowman, I'm like, I could take him. You know what I mean? I mean, I couldn't, but it's just like he just looks like a normal guy now. Omos is just like stupid huge. But I'm very excited to see him. All right, here's my question. What are the odds you think that they're going to do the ring collapse bit where he hits Omos with an F5 and like the ring collapses?
I'd love to see it.
They did. I don't feel like they've done that in a while. I think the last time they actually did it was like a big show speaking of Braun Strowman, a Braun Strowman match. I feel like maybe like 6-7 years ago. It could have been one since. I actually don't think there was, because we went through that whole period where there wasn't a lot of big hype stuff going on. So
Yeah.
it could have been a while. So those are always fun to see when they do them right. So prediction Lesnar. Ugh, I don't know about that one. Maybe. Women's match. Who cares? Another women's match. Who cares? Undisputed WWE Tag Team Championship. Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn versus the Usos. Now, I'm just going to get on the record. I think this WrestleMania's theme is the downfall of the bloodline. So
Yeah?
I'm just going to go out there and say, I think KO and Sami Zayn win this. Like, easily. Like, getting them back together, I don't think they did that for no reason. Put the titles on them and destroy the,
I mean, Sami Zayn's been taking a lot of L's lately. So.
He has. We got to get something for him. Putting the titles on them and having the bloodline start break apart, I think is the name of the game. Honestly, I see Jey Uso maybe like the last minute, like maybe like the cracks in the family show again, and like at the last minute he kind of like goes, is it family? You know what? Maybe. I don't know. I could see that being a twist. Don't put me down on that one, but I feel like the Jey Uso possibly defecting from the bloodline storyline has a little bit more gas in it. So, and Bleacher Report is saying Owens and Zayn win the titles. Yeah, I definitely see that. It feels right. Which we'll get to in a minute. Charlotte Flair, don't care. Rhea Ripley, that was her name. What I call her,
Yeah.
Ronda Rebel. Yeah.
Gosh, I'll tell you what, I don't particularly care about women's wrestling, but I do hope Charlotte Flair beats the shit out of Rhea Ripley.
Yeah, a little bit. She's got a bad attitude, and the shame about Rhea Ripley is she's ugly, but she's not. It's because of that stupid like black, all that makeup she wears in her hair. She's actually okay when she doesn't wear all that, but when she's wearing it, God, she's so ugly. I don't like Charlotte Flair a lot either, because her whole thing is just like, did you know my dad's Ric Flair, Nature Boy Ric Flair? It's like, shut the fuck up. I don't care. But Rhea Ripley is Australian, so that's a marking against her. So Bleacher Report is saying Ripley wins the title. Oh, I don't know about that one. Oh, God. How do you feel about this fucking Seth Rollins and Logan Paul thing?
I kind of like Logan Paul's hustle. So.
Really? Oh, no, I guess that tracks. You are a Zoomer. I guess that tracks.
Listen, I feel like he's brought new generation of fans into the whole wrestling universe.
That's true. I kind of want to see Seth Rollins lose, though, because I hate whatever the hell he's doing now.
I don't like the freaking Rollins.
No, I don't either. So Seth Rollins, of course, came onto the main roster as part of the Shield with Dean Ambrose and Roman Reigns, and as part of the Shield, they were awesome. That was one of my favorite stables in maybe all of WWE history. But when he went solo, he was pretty cool. It was all right. He was he was a villain you love to hate, at least, because he was like, they ran this whole authority line with not Shane McMahon. What's the woman's name? Stephanie McMahon. And oh god, they were insufferable, and he was like their enforcer. He was pretty cool, but I don't know, ever since this Seth freaking Rollins thing, I hate it so much. So I kind of want to see Logan Paul win, honestly. A little bit.
Yeah, a little bit.
So and they're saying Rollins is gonna win. I don't know about that one. So so here we go, back to the John Cena Austin theory. This is the one that's supposed to kick it off. like I said, I just don't see it, man. Like the math just doesn't add up. Like, why would you bury Austin Theory, who's kind of, as we've said, like he's kind of Vince's favorite child? I don't see him getting buried. I certainly don't see him losing a title to John Cena. Honestly, in a way, I think this might be Austin Theory's like coronation. But the thing about Austin Theory is I just don't give a shit about him. Like he's okay. He just doesn't have like the ring presence. He's definitely not the next John Cena. So
no, not even close.
I don't know.
And he also got clowned on by Pat McAfee last year.
Did get clowned on by Pat McAfee last year. So they're saying Theory retains. I 100% agree. And then, of course, the undisputed WWE Universal Championship, Cody Rhodes versus Roman Reigns.
This is the one, you saying it earlier, the bloodline is going down in the storyline. And, you know, the past few big events, Roman has definitely looked weak. I feel like they've built him up to look, you know, fragile and ready to fall.
Yeah, they've done a very good job of the narrative of, like, him kind of, like, despite being in charge, air quotes, definitely, like, increasingly panicked, as we're seeing, like, because he doesn't trust the Usos anymore, right? And I even see, like, I don't know if the tag match is on Saturday, but I could see it being on Saturday. And if they lose, I honestly see, like, him, I don't want to say, like, disowning them, but definitely, like, maybe pushing them out of the bloodline to a certain extent. You know what I mean? Because he's already shown, like, he's kind of, like, made Solo, like, his guy. So he definitely doesn't trust the Usos. So, like, the cracks are already there. You just need a little bit of tension, and I think losing the tag belts is the first, like, you know, audible snap. Cody Rhodes, they have just been hyping this dude to the moon, honestly, and they should. I love Cody Rhodes. I think he's one of the best wrestlers on the roster right now. He's great on the mic. He's got legacy. I don't love his neck tattoo. I think it looks real stupid, but other than that, I like he honestly just should be face of the WWE right now. And I think it would be a really big waste of a storyline if you have Roman retain. And their prediction is Rhodes winning, so I can't disagree with that. And I would love to see it. So I'm not gonna get into the NXT thing, I don't give a shit. So that's WrestleMania. I'm very excited. I like when they first started doing it, because the first year they did it, they split up over 2 nights, was 2020 because of, you know, and I didn't like it. And then when they kept doing it, I didn't really like it. But as they've kind of gotten to the point where they're like now starting to build storylines and write around it, I kind of like it. Because
I'm a fan of the 2 nights.
You let a match breathe. Like, you don't have, it's not just like match. You can let everything have its own time. And you can even like use the event to hype up the next day. So very cool. Very excited. A lot of plans this week. I got a lot going on this week, man. Like, even not sports related. We got some other stuff we'll talk about on the show next week, obviously, trying some new restaurants and stuff. So big week coming up. Big week. So
some say the biggest.
I would agree. It's this year so far, at least. So all right. Well, you got anything else, or you want to get out of here?
Just one quick thing before we get out. 2 weeks from Saturday, USFL starts up. So
oh yeah, we're coming up on
we'll
that.
Do a little preview on that next week, but
damn,
we are almost to our other spring league.
That's we're gonna be stacked on content at that point. I'm honestly a little bit hyped for the USFL. Like, I didn't like it last year because they were only in Birmingham. But
yeah, but they're not doing that.
That's what I'm saying. Right? Yeah, no, I think they're going to be in 3 cities, 4 maybe, something like that. So I'm very well. I don't know. We'll look into it next week. So feel free to show up next week. So all right, well, we'll see you next week.
All right, see you next week.